Hello and welcome to Cooking with Adam. I'm your host, Adam. Welcome. So today we're going to be cooking a delicious pasta dish with a fruit side. So let's get started. For this dish, you will need whipped cream, pasta, cheese, preferably shredded cheese, some sort of fruit. I'm using blueberries. A medium-sized pot. A bowl separate from the one that you will be eating with. 1 to 2 utensils for stirring your pasta. I would recommend 2, but 1 works as well. Olive oil. Adobo. Onion or garlic powder. I prefer garlic powder, but onion powder is still strong enough to flavor your dish. They do have a different taste though. Butter. A strainer. Start off by putting not too much water into your pan, enough to hold your pasta. For me, about there. Turn your stovetop on. I like to put the heat setting between a 6 and a 7. Next, you need to open up your pasta. I got mine, oh, you cannot read that. I got mine at Stop and Shop because it comes with olive oil, and you don't need olive oil. I would recommend it, but you don't need it. You also don't need spices, but I recommend spices. Yeah, you don't need it. I recommend it. Don't need it. You're gonna want to wait for this water to boil. Have your pasta ready, and your stirring utensil ready to stir. It's difficult to see, so I put the flash on, but my water is now boiling. Now you need to add your pasta. Now you're going to want to make sure all that pasta is under the water. Then we wait. So I recommend waiting anywhere from 2 to 7 minutes. Then you're going to want to go back and stir your pasta. Make sure you get to the bottom of the pot so that the pasta doesn't burn. Make sure to break up the pasta, get to the bottom, stir it around. You're going to want to do this multiple times before the pasta is done cooking. I turned the heat up to demonstrate. If your pasta starts to boil up, and usually it'll get like up to here with liquid that's bubbles, it's a bad thing. You want to turn your heat down. I turned it up to demonstrate, but it's generally a bad sign when your pot starts to get layers of bubbles, because then it will overflow and it's just going to be a watery mess. So you turn the heat down, then you grab your pasta stirrer, you stir it around, make sure you get the pasta out from the bottom, and everything's going to be okay. Now it should go without saying that you should always wash your hands before cooking, but for this step you really need to make sure you wash your hands. If you must, do it a second time. So you're going to take blueberries and put them into your bowl. I would recommend about this amount, maybe a little more. And here's why I recommended you get a second stirring. You're gonna mash these blueberries up, but you can use whatever berry you want. If your hands end up getting messy from the blueberries, just grab a paper towel, wipe them off, wash your hands again before you go and touch the pasta. If your pasta starts to boil over, stop doing this, go stir your pasta. This can be done with relative ease, so it's alright to go to your pasta. So, you're going to want to start to mash these blueberries up. It might take a while, but once they're all mashed up, you're going to add a little whipped cream. If you're having difficulty, you can get one of these. It will help a lot. But Only if you need, because that's more dishes. After the pasta's done cooking, you want to stir it again. I've done this 7 times. It has been about 10 to 15 minutes. Now, once your pasta is done cooking, you're going to want to move it off of the active burner. Turn the burner off. It will still say hot cooktop. Do not touch the, well, no longer active burner, but the hot burner. Do not touch. It will burn. Give this a minute to cool and then strain the pasta. Once you get to this stage, add some whipped cream. Not a lot, just a little. Then stir. If you're having a difficult time, I would recommend getting a tablespoon, although it is not needed. When you are all done, it should look like this. Now don't throw out that spoon if you already used it. You can use this to eat your delicious fruit side. If it is a bit tangy or a bit overpowering, you can add a little bit of sugar. Do not add a lot of sugar. Strain your pasta. Do not get rid of this pot or stir. You are still going to need these. After you have strained your pasta, put it back in the pot. Once you have done that, you can now add your butter. Don't add too much, or else it will be too creamy. Just enough so that you can get all the pasta a little buttery. Now stir that in. Now you do not need to, but here is where you would add your olive oil. Do not add too much or the pasta will have a very strong olive oil taste. Now you add your adobo and garlic powder. Do not add too much or it will become bitter. Here you can add a little milk. Don't add too much or it will change the taste of the pasta. Now you add your cheese. Add as much as you like and then stir. Once you have stirred this very nicely, you're going to need an extra bowl for you to eat this. Now you're all ready to eat. You've got this delicious blueberry side with chunks of blueberry in it. Really good. It's really sweet. It's creamy, if you do it right. And now you've got your pasta. It's rich. It's also creamy. It's really good, cheesy. You can really taste that spice if you added the right amount. And if you put the milk in, it's very loose. Now, I enjoy pasta with a sauce. It's kind of got a sauce. It coats the outside of the pasta, and I really like it. Enjoy.
Don't make me slap you. I did it!